Welcome back to this new tutorial. Today we're going to look at the importance of layers in Photoshop. Now, while editing any of your images in Photoshop, it's always good to add new layers. Do not mess around with the original pixels of your image. Add new layers, add whatever you want but on another layer. Because if anything goes wrong, you can always correct it or delete it and start from scratch. But do not mess around with the original pixels of your image. Now to add a new layer, you basically go into Layer, New and New Layer. You can name your layer whatever you want. I'm just going to call it Tutorial and say OK. Now it shows up here on your Layers panel. If you don't have your Layers panel, just go into Windows and select Layers. This is what it looks like. Now the shortcut to add a new layer is Ctrl, Shift and N. You can add how many ever layers you want. That is not a restriction. Or you can just select the layer button here, which looks like a folded page, and it adds one more. Now it just adds, by default it'll add something, a layer named layer 1. If you want to edit the name, just select, double click on the name, and you can name it whatever you want. You can double click on any name and change the layer name. So that's how you add layers. Now even if you want to make adjustments to an image, now for example, let's just say I want to make adjustments to the levels. Now I add whatever adjustments I want and I say OK. Now as you can see here, nothing has been added, but the levels has been added to the original image, which is not what we want. We always want layers so we can go back and edit anytime we want. Undo that. Select your adjustment layer here. Select it and say levels. Now again, you can make whatever changes you want. Say OK. And as you can see now, an adjustment layer of levels has been added. Now let's just say you want to make a change to this layer. Just double click and make whatever change you want. It's that simple. If you want to see your image without the levels, select the tiny box with the eye here. You want to see it back with the levels, select that again. If you're not happy with whatever you've done, you can directly delete the layer by dragging it to your delete pin here. Layers are very important in Photoshop. Make sure you start using layers and it becomes easier to edit and or change your edits at any time during editing. I hope this was helpful. Keep learning, keep practicing and keep editing, and subscribe for more.